I want to take the opportunity of this video to talk about a YouTuber I found a few months back. I'm talking about Variable, previously known as Variable Gaming. Now this is a channel run by a guy called Justin Grady, aka Jay Grady, aka Variable Gaming, whatever you want to call him. Now what this guy did was he made Planet Coaster videos just like I partially do. And he would make these very realistic creations. Now, unlike a lot of other YouTubers, I'm not going to mention any names, like a lot of other YouTubers make like very unrealistic, very crazy, big, insane, stupid roller coasters that wouldn't make any sense in real life. And I can definitely see people get an audience in that, people enjoying that. Personally, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for something more realistic because I am a coaster enthusiast. I don't just enjoy playing a game where I can build theme parks and such. I got Planet Coaster because I'm a coaster enthusiast and I wanted to share I wanted to implement my own ideas into somewhere apart from a drawing. And so here we are in Planet Coaster. Now Jay Grady, he would build these very realistic creations. He would make these videos where he was talking a lot. He would showcase how he was building the coasters, and then he would just talk. He would just talk about whatever's on his mind, just like I'm doing right now. And he would just build. And at the start I started watching him because of the creations that he made, and over time I started to watch just because of him, just because of Jay Grady, Justin Grady, because he was very inspirational to me, both in some of the things he was talking about, the way he behaved, and then again the content that he made. He was essentially like the perfect YouTuber for me, right? And I got a lot of inspiration from this guy. A lot of inspiration on how I build my roller coasters, how I make my Planet Coaster videos on my channel. So I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you, Jay Grady, because recently he has had a lot of problems with Planet Coaster. He has, in fact, I believe he has quit the game now, at least for a while, he said, simply because of the amount of problems the game is causing him. I'm not gonna go into details because you can go over and watch his videos if you want more details on why he's not playing the game anymore and such. But I just want to say I want to take this opportunity to say, now that he's quit, I want to pay my respects to him and all, and I want to say thank you very much to Variable for inspiration. Thank you very much for doing what you do, even though he has a lot of unfinished projects that I don't care about that at all. I just care about what he was to me. He was an inspiration, yada yada yada. So thank you, Variable. And now I want to get more into some of these problems that he experienced, because he's right. Planet Coaster has a lot of issues, especially with the coaster builder. That's not all of it, but one of the things with the coaster builder is it sucks kind of ass to some people, because when you're building these pieces and you smooth them, you can't smooth them properly. It's pretty much impossible to make a roller coaster in Planet Coaster without some sort of rattle or jerkiness. And I mean, I try. That's partially why I don't smooth too much, because I know no matter how much I smooth, yeah, it might become a little less rattly, but I don't want to spend my time on that. So most of the coasters I make do have a little bit of a rattle. Some more than others. Like for example, my wing coaster, my very first Planet Coaster video, I don't like that video. That was very rattly wing coaster, and that's the thing. The wing coaster is a very good example, because the wing coaster is insanely rattly. You cannot make a smooth wing coaster in Planet Coaster at all. I've tried to smooth it way more. It's just not possible. At least not. I haven't found it possible. And I mean, besides this, Planet Coaster has also recently been crashing a lot. Personally, I've experienced a lot of crashes. It's almost every time I start up the game, it crashes at some point, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because my computer can't handle the game, or if it's some problem with Steam, or just the game in general. I don't know. But all I want to say is, I definitely understand Jay, I understand his problems, and I experienced some of them myself. And personally, I still very much enjoy the game. I very much enjoy Planet Coaster because to me it's not a place where I come to, I gotta make the most realistic creation ever. It's a place where I come to feel creative. It's a place where I come to, I guess, let loose and try to, if I have any ideas, even like maybe I'll look at a coaster from real life and I'm like, I could totally do this to the coaster, and then I do it. So, well, anyway, that's enough about my rant. I think we should get into what's going on in the video now. So what is going on is we're building a MACK Rides Launch Coaster. This is something that was suggested in my comment section quite a while ago. Someone asked me if I could do that, and totally, yeah, here we are. It took me a little while because the MACK coaster, it seems a little harder to build. Well, and not necessarily because it's a harder thing to use, but because it's harder to make it like the coasters in real life, I feel. Because the MACK coasters in real life are very twisty, like they have very sharp and rapid transitions on some portions, and often Planet Coaster, which is another issue with Planet Coaster, is if you have very rapid movements and you smooth them out, they don't become as rapid. They become like the banking and the turning becomes smoothed out, and that's also a problem with Planet Coaster. Is the fact that it doesn't smooth out the transitions. It just smooths out the layout, like the shaping as well, which can be a real problem, which is why you should also overbank whenever you do something in the game, because it's eventually going to get underbanked if you smooth it too much. And that's one of the troubles with building MACK coasters. It is exactly doing them realistically. But I started to figure out, like, become better at smoothing. I became better at figuring out my track layouts, and so I thought I was ready to do this. I built a very short coaster. It's a very short MACK launch coaster, this, and it's also a very intense coaster. This is so much more intense than Blue Fire and Icon, Copper Strike Helix, Star Trek Enterprise Express, whatever it's called. I actually forgot if that's the right name. Sorry about that. But yeah, if this was in real life, this would be the most intense MACK launch coaster, simply because of its G-forces, especially in the beginning, because it has two launches right after each other, and after the second launch, it hits this dive loop, and at the bottom of it, and like through its second inversion and all, it hits consistent for almost 5 Gs and goes very fast. So it's a very intense roller coaster in the beginning, because in real life they're known to be quite like a little more tame than this. They're not the most intense coasters in real life. They're just enjoyable. Especially the launches. The launches in real life on MACK coasters are very weak. I can't say that for myself. I just heard it from people who've actually ridden them, because I haven't ridden a MACK launch coaster, but I will this summer, because this summer in the beginning of July I will go to Europa Park. I'll make sure to have a Blue Fire review, and I'm not expecting the most. I'm really not expecting the most out of Blue Fire Mega Coaster at all, because again, I've heard it's one of the worst of the MACK launch coasters. It's one of the weakest out there, you know. And so that is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be kind of like the Monon, kind of underwhelming. So I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed by it at all. But I'm still really excited to ride it. I think I'm gonna. I really do think I am gonna enjoy this coaster, because I'm not as hard on coasters as some other people are. I like, if I like a coaster, I like, it doesn't take a lot for me to really like a coaster. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm super excited to go to Europa Park, and Blue Fire is definitely on the bucket list, actually. I'm also super excited to ride Woda and Silver Star, Euromir, all of those coasters. And this particular coaster that we're building right here, this MACK launch, has also got a lot of inspiration from Blue Fire. When I think about like doing rapid transitions, I often think about like the first quick turn on Blue Fire right after the vertical loop. It has a very rapid turn. I often like to take inspiration from that, as well as Copperhead Strike in Carowinds, the brand new one. which also has like this really fast transition after its cutback, or its inverted top hat, whatever you want to call it. But we are getting to the end of this video. We are just gonna color it now. If you haven't noticed, we're in like a safari area here. Like that's the place I chose. So I chose to theme this coaster to a lion. In fact, the lion is actually my zodiac sign. So I thought I was gonna go with that here. But anyways, that has been today's video. I hope you have all enjoyed. Make sure to stay positive. I'm saying that for Jay Grady Variable. Go over to subscribe to his channel. Give him great support. He really deserves it. Otherwise, it has been Northern Rides, and I hope you all keep on riding.